Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I told you guys time and time again, make sure you guys like and subscribe. March 4th, it goes down. If you're a fan of fighting, then you should have a great day. You got Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. The card got added some new fights like Andres Fanfara, and I was at the gym. I was at Virgil's gym today or yesterday, and he's fighting Chad Dawson. So I'm gonna try to get some interviews for you guys with him. Also, my dude Mario Barrios, he's on the card. He's been on other big profile cards like Jesus Cuellar Abnamada's card. He's out of San Antonio. I got an interview with him. That's coming. And in the UFC, you have Tyron Woodley versus Wonderboy Thompson. It's a great rematch, a fast rematch, just like they should happen in close competitive fights. And in the UK side of things, you have David Haye versus Tony Bellew, which is the video you clicked on. Ego Weight Watchers, where I give you guys a look into the fighter's lifestyle, before, after pictures, body pictures, especially if they have a fight coming up. And I gotta say, I'm really worried for Tony Bellew. Not worried like that just because he is a professional fighter, he knows how to fight, but worried in the sense of David Haye looks like he's pulling no punches and he's pulling out all the stops. He looks like he's in damn good shape. I did a previous Ego Weight Watcher video where David Haye, he was in good shape, but he's leaning down and he's taking some of that excess fat off, and it looks like he's training hard. Obviously, they say a picture says 1,000 words. I'm not in camp with him, but this is probably the best that I've seen him look since his retirement. Like, he's always a pretty fit, pretty diesel looking dude, pause, but he looks like he's in the best shape. Like I said, that's the best way to put it, since he came out of retirement. When he was fighting guys who really no one knew, the Arnold Gridge guy or the Michael guy he fought when he first came back, the Backstreet Boy looking dude, nobody knew those guys, and I don't think he even probably knew who they were. They were just, for all intents and purposes, it was a tune-up fight. And to see how your body feels after a 3-year hiatus, that's a long time to step away. It's like Carl Froch stepping away. You know what I mean? That's why Mayweather, if he is going to come back for a 50th, he would want to do it because he's older than Haye. You know what I mean? Mayweather's pushing 40, so there's only so long you can sit on the sidelines and come back, in my opinion, and come back and deal with people who have been active and top level people who have been active, who are much younger, and they have more fights in recent memory, because ring rust can affect anybody. Father time can affect anybody. It doesn't matter who you are or how good your skill set is. But David Haye, man, he's staying true from this picture. It looks like he's staying true to what he said. And I got a Boxing Ego First Look, my Tell the Tape series, so it might be up by the time this is up. I don't know, just when I get to it. But that's coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. But it looks like he did an interview, and I made a separate video about this. David Haye was saying that he wants the big dogs. He wants a title shot. He wants to fight Joshua Klitschko winner. He thinks he could beat Anthony Joshua, things like that. So this is a good indication by taking this fight seriously, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be blunt as possible. If David Haye loses to a cruiserweight, that is a major upset and it's a major setback. Yes, he's a former cruiserweight, but he's not, and he's long removed from the cruiserweight division, as you could tell from his body, his physique in recent form. So to lose to Tony Bellew, I don't care how much trash talk, it wouldn't be a high note for his career. You know what I mean? I think he has 2 losses, 1 stoppage, 1 Klitschko loss. It would not be a good look to lose to a guy who's moving up when you look like you're in the best shape. So, and I don't think has the mindset of losing either. That's the other thing. David Haye, from everything I've seen, he's like, Bellew, he's going to sleep. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, I mean, he put that out in the press, so that also adds pressure to him, because he's the one that said, I'm going to sleep him. So if you don't sleep him and in fact lose to him, then clearly it goes without saying that would not be a good look for his career, especially since he's looking and saying, I want the big fights at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Because if you can't beat a cruiserweight who's never fought at heavyweight, who's been stopped at light heavyweight by Adonis Superman Stevenson, then I don't think you would be the favorite versus Anthony Joshua. But I think most people are rightfully picking David Haye. I don't know. I don't really get into the odds. I don't do much sports betting. If I do bet on a fight, usually it's like independent, like freelance bets with people I know or somebody was talking shit or whatever. But I think David Haye is the clear favorite here. He's in phenomenal shape. He's the naturally bigger guy who made the move upward to the heavyweight division well before Tony Bellew. And like I said, I'm kind of worried for Bellew because I'm trying to tell people, man, playing with your weight is there's levels to it. You know what I mean? It's no different than, like, let's say you're a genius in the 6th grade curriculum reading level. That doesn't mean you could just move up to the 9th grade and you're smarter than everyone in your classroom like you were in the 6th grade. You know what I mean? That's why there's separate grades, because they say, okay, a kid from 10 to 11 should be right here. A kid from 11 to 12, a guy 13, 14. So if you skip the process and you're like, oh, you're a really smart 6th grader, and you're whatever age you are when you're in 6th grade, 10, 11, and then they put you into a high school. Now you're with high school. Some people are maybe doing drugs. Kids are having sex. The classes are harder. The reading and the literature and what they're reading is harder. It's a different ball game. You know what I mean? You can be as smart as you want at a 6th grade level, but that doesn't mean you need to advance too much. But some kids are geniuses, and they excel. They, you know what I mean? I'll be seeing little stuff on the news and little kids 13, 14 years old graduating, going to college. Like, what? So I mean, some people are gifted in that sense, but just in general, it's levels to it, and there's weight classes for a reason. And again, another reason this would be an upset is because every single person that I could think of in a high profile fashion that moved up to fight a name, right, in recent memory, came up short. I'm not talking about Sugar Shane Mosley beating De La Hoya or Roberto Duran. I'm talking about this recent in 2016, 2017, like in the last couple of years. I can't think of really any high profile. Kell Brook moved up versus Golovkin, 2 divisions. Wasn't a good look for him, right? And it's not just moving up, it's moving up facing known threats. You know what I mean? Golovkin is a threat to anybody at middleweight, so he's a threat to anybody at welterweight, no matter how skilled you are, because you're a welterweight and you're naturally smaller. You could say, oh, Kell Brook exposed him, but at the end of the day, he got his eye shut or socked up, or socket broken, and he lost. That's the reality of it. Amir Khan, he did good versus Canelo early, won the first 4 rounds, but then same thing, he ended up getting stopped. So more often than not, I would say the guys that are moving up in weight rapidly and facing known elite or known good fighters or known punchers in a higher division, when they haven't given themselves a chance to acclimate. Most of the recent examples that I can think of, they weren't successful. The only person I can think of in recent memory that moved up out of their weight class to fight a name and they were successful, and it was a puncher, was my dude Tevin Farmer. He moved up in weight. He had an opportunity to fight Ivan Redkach, and he embarrassed him and he dominated him. And I was covering the Leo Santa Cruz Carl Frampton 2 fight. Ivan Redkach, he knocked out a guy. He knocked out the Brock guy. So he's clearly a puncher. Tevin Farmer, that fight, if you guys watch it back on YouTube, that's not his division that he had been fighting at. He moved up for an opportunity, right, from where Farmer was at that particular point. But like I said, more often than not, I see the guys that move up without acclimating and face punchers and face like really good top 10 guys. It hasn't paid off. That's just my experience. Let me know what you guys think. David Haye looks like he's in terrific shape. I do expect him to win. I'm probably not going to do a 7 reasons just because there's so much going on in boxing, and I don't think you guys need 7 reasons. I'm picking David Haye to win. If Tony Bellew pulls it off, then hats off to him. But I just think it's an uphill battle, and the biggest thing is the weight. And a lot of people do this. Bellew is tall. He might even be taller. He's like, I think he's listed at 6'3" from when I was doing the first look. They're both listed at 6'3", and to me, Bellew looks a shade taller, but tall doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? Guys like Jeffrey Matabula got knocked out in the 122s, 126s or whatever, and he's like almost 6 feet tall. So being tall doesn't matter. If he's almost 6 feet tall, that means he's taller than some welterweights. He's taller than Danny Garcia. He's taller than Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? 6 feet. You're taller than Floyd. You're taller than Canelo. But put Jeffrey Matabula in there with Canelo Alvarez, and you tell me he got his jaw broke versus Nonito Donaire at 122. So you put him in there with Canelo, and you tell me what's gonna happen. So you know what I mean? Being tall, simply being tall, is nothing, especially if you give up your height and you don't use your height to your advantage. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.